Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Man, I love the color of this car. To me, you know, a red Chevelle is nice looking, a black Chevelle is nice looking, but it's rare you see something like this. And in my mind, this reminds me so much of the summer. Like, I feel like I'm at the beach. I feel like this is a gentleman's muscle car, and I feel like, you know, it just, I don't know. It just is a great looking color combination. The red line tires, all that stuff. One of the things that when you're looking at these cars, you should be thinking about is investment grade. And so investment grade to me means like how authentic is the car, how well optioned is the car, and then the last part, how well restored the car is. Because if a car is fully restored and it's the nicest car in the world, but it has no options, it has no way to know if it really was born the way it is showing right now, then it really will, its value will never increase like cars that you know are authentic. So for instance, like this is a 138 coated car. It's in the cal tag of it, says it was a Super Sport. You know, as these cars moved on, and like the LS6 cars of 70 and what have you, and people try to authenticate that, well, the problem is those year cars, there's no way to tell if a car was originally a Super Sport or not. You can only tell if it's a V8. In this case here, we know this is how this car started life as. And remember, it's a convertible as well. It's a 4-speed as well, okay? And it is loaded to the gills with air conditioning, power disc brakes, power steering, which I'm sure I'll ramble on and tell you 10 more times. But I get so excited about it because it's not often you get a muscle car like this with a lot of equipment. Typically, they're stripped down just to go fast. And you know what? We still want to go fast, and this car still does go fast, but it goes fast, and it does some nice things as well. All right, so we'll walk around for a minute. Come on up here, and let's check out this fabulous paint. The shine on this car, you can tell from the video how beautiful it is, how nice it is inside there. All the new chrome. So this car has about 6,000 miles on it since it was restored. I mean, think about that. That's pretty amazing way to buy a car. Not to mention, it's a lot less than the customer spent restoring and doing this car, but he drove it for a little while and he understood that. That's why this is the way to buy these things. Is don't restore them. You'll spend twice as much. It'll take you 3 years to get it done if you can find somebody to start today, right? You could be driving this car potentially next weekend. All right, so let's take a walk around for a look at a couple more things if we could, please. All right, so this has on it the red lines, the correct center caps on it like they're supposed to, not the high top caps. Those are the short hat center caps, all right? 396 callouts right there. The stainless and trim's all been replaced. Wheel well moldings, bumpers, windshield trim, mirrors, all the callouts throughout the car. As we walk around, and we'll see some of the pieces here, all right? And come on back here, and we have the blacked out tail panel. And I just want you to see the view from right here. I'll push that convertible top boot down, but sorry, that was just because we were putting the top up for some pictures. But look at the view here for a second. That's a cool interior. You walk up on it, and it's really, really nice. All right, so let's check this out. And the reason why I like to do this is because I want you to go away for a weekend in this car. Imagine that. Like, who goes away the weekend in their muscle car? Well, somebody did in 1967. They went away for the weekend, and they were able to throw all of their luggage and things like that in here. Look at this. You could go with 4 people, someplace, throw some soft bags in here, and out you go. All right? This has an upgraded, some parts inside there. Jacking instructions right here, spare tire with jack and all that stuff. You may say, well, Tom, what's the big deal about a jack and spare tire? Well, the big deal is that most of these cars don't come with it, and when they do come with it, you know that you have a little bit more restored car. Somebody cared just another level up, all right? New weather stripping around here. You can see how beautiful it is painted underneath there as well. And I could ramble on and on, but new taillight bezels, new taillight lenses, new taillight sockets, new taillight wiring, new taillight bulbs. That's just one. So imagine how long and how much it would take to get all that done if you're doing it yourself. All right, this is one of my favorite parts of the whole car, and here's where a ton of options lie. For instance, air conditioning. Very few muscle cars came with air conditioning, and convertibles didn't come with it either because they're putting the top down, so they had all the air they want. So to find something like this makes this car ridiculously rare. Throw in power steering, okay? The original style 60s power steering, not a later version of that, right? Power disc brakes on this car. The cal tag right over there matching everything on the car like it's supposed to, all right? the correct chrome pieces here, valve covers, the brackets, right? Tower clamps, GM hoses, authentically restored. So if you wanted to go to a car show, you could. If you don't want to go to a car show and you just want to drive it to work on a Friday or go out to dinner with another couple or take the kids someplace or whatever, you can still do that as well. I want you to hear something about restoration. When you spend some time restoring a car, you could spend an entire day getting the door to close properly and not have the secondary rattle and the pieces coming apart. That's the difference between a professionally restored car and one that's done by a hobbyist or one that somebody wants to flip one real quick. Like for instance, listen to this. Listen to that. Door opens and closes beautifully time and time again. All right, so we're back to the options, right? The console here, bucket seats, because this is not standard. Bench seat was standard, right? Column shift was standard, or if it was a 4-speed, it would have been on the floor, right? That would have been standard. Showing 6,400 miles since the restoration, all right? Things like the original AM radio is still here. Full gauges on the dash, full gauges, right? And this right here, the clock in the console works. That's a really good sign when you think about it. Like why does if somebody's restoring a car and they go through all that little piece to get that part done, you know you're getting a pretty nice restoration. And then this right here is kind of a nice feature. Hidden sound system right here. Some speakers are buried around the car. All right. And it's comfortable. And you just sit in here. Another option too, tilt wheel. It's a really great looking car inside. You're gonna really like it, I'm pretty. All right, so we close up the video loaded with options. A convertible, Super Sport, big block 396, 4-speed, air conditioned, right? And then the 12 bolt in here, the detailed underneath the car. 6,000 miles since the restoration. It is a really, really wonderful car. It drives great. And I'm telling you, man, go out to dinner in this car with another couple or take the kids someplace in this car, or go away for a weekend with somebody. It is a life-changing event to own one of these cars. They make a sound and a feel that today's modern car can't do. Today's modern car is spectacular, but it doesn't feel and elicit the same response from the rest of the world. This was a different time in our lives, man. We were slowed down a little bit. We had family dinners together. We played in the yard, right? If you want to take a step back, chill for a second, take it down a notch, this is exactly what you need to get you there. So call us, 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about this Super Sport convertible. All right, it's mostly what you've been waiting for is the sound of this thing, and it still sounds just as good today as it did. It probably sounds even better today.